All right, it's that time again. Time for the solo overnighter in the woods. And I'm thinking we do a shelter inspired by Red Dead Redemption 2. Let's get to it. I want to think back probably about 3 years ago or so, 2.5, 3 years ago. We did a log cabin or a trapper's cabin that was inspired by the video game Red Dead Redemption 2. If you haven't seen it, and according to the sub ratio, you haven't, most missed it, go back and check it out. It's pretty cool. We took a picture or a screenshot of one of the shelters in that game and went out in the woods and actually replicated it. So today I want to do something similar. There's a blanket shelter that I came across when I was playing the game. And I was like, you know what, that's pretty cool. Let's look into this. And historically, around, well, they trace it to the 1700s, but it's probably before that as well. Soldiers in the Revolutionary War, all the way up to the Civil War, if they didn't have an actual canvas tent or tarp, most used what they had, and that was a blanket. Most of them that were mounted on horseback had a horse blanket that they could use to wrap up and keep warm, or actually put in an A-frame configuration and keep the elements or rain off of them. Downside, will it leak? Yes. Could it get snow on it? Yes. Could it drip? Yes. All these things could happen, but guess what? They made do with what they had because they had no other choice. So looking at that video game and that screenshot, which you can see right here, I thought, you know what? It'd be kind of cool to go out in the woods and actually do my version of that or my take on it. So on that note, let's get started. This is a 100% alpaca wool queen size blanket. You can get these off of Alibaba.com. You can be really cool and slap a logo on it, call it yours for relatively cheap, and you can buy them in bulk there as well. Out in the woods, the minimum you want to roll with to wrap your entire body would be a queen size blanket. So why not do the same thing when making a tarp tent? Long one, it's gonna be our ridge pole. We're gonna tie it to this tree, raise it up. Smaller two, make a bipod, place the ridge pole in between. Like I said, we're working with a queen size wool blanket. That sounds large, but in reality, it's like 7 by 7 and change. So it's not very big. King size is more along the lines of like a 9 by 9. So the scope of things, the size of shelter you're gonna make, think it through. If it was a 6 by 6, halfway is 3 foot. So being that we're dealing with 7 and change, right around 3.5 foot-ish is going to be the center of your shelter in an A-frame configuration. So you're going to have about 3.5 feet on each side. It's not very tall, but hopefully it'll do what I want, and that's trap the heat. So there's a lot of things being peddled around, and the proper way to do a bipod is with a bipod lash. But I found over the years that you waste about 6 to 8 feet of cordage in doing that for something simple like bipod legs for a shelter. So the quick and easy way to do this and save cordage is to do what we just did. Simply tie an arbor knot around here, lock it down, and then pivot your poles. Go around to our pretzel knot on the short end, make one more knot, and then we're going to simply ratchet it down. We'll pick it up and pivot our joint. We're locked off. The ridge pole is secured to the back tree. We're going to put an arbor knot right here and secure it to the bipod. One added feature that you can do to guarantee the bipod will not slip away is simply find a Y branch, cut off one section of it, make it into like an L7, and stake it around the post into the ground. There's the makings of our stake right there, so we'll cut it off right here. Sharpen that end and we can drive it in. Now keep in mind this is a wool blanket. It's not a tarp. There's no grommets. There's no loops. There's no tie outs. What do? Simple. We treat this wool blanket the exact same way we would treat a tarp with a damaged grommet, damaged loop, or damaged tie out. I'm going to find a stone off the ground, place it inside here, wrap the wool blanket around it, and tie it off using an arbor knot. So here we are inside the shelter, and like I mentioned, queen size blankets are roughly 7 by 7, 7.5 by 7.5. It's the same as a tarp. On a tarp though, they account for the folds and they say, okay, we folded it, so you lost material. Here, there's no folds. So where's the material? It's one of those things where, it's gonna be the same standard practice. And let's give an example. 10 times 10 is 100. So if I can get 10 out of 100, all the excess material that we're saving, we can now get 11 and boost our profits. That's just how things are, and it sucks. But am I happy with this? Yes. We did the exact same thing we would do with a tarp, and this was a practice from the 17 and 1800s. And I've never done this on my videos, so it's something new for me. Now, I'm going to address this because someone's going to say it. He put a poncho on the ground and used the wool blanket, lols. Well, the poncho is not a queen size wool blanket. And the poncho is going to get me at best, a low profile shelter where I'm laying like this, okay? And the point of today's shelter was a blanket shelter inspired by Red Dead Redemption 2, not a low profile stealth shelter using the poncho. So hopefully you read the title, and this is exactly what you're going to get. So again, I'm happy with this, and I'm thinking now we move on to chow time. Now what you have right here is a collaboration with another American company, Campcraft Outdoors. We sat down and came up with a bag that's designed to carry all three skillets, and technically all four skillets once we get that one off the ground. Has an interior flap in there as well, or a secondary pocket that will accommodate a 6x12 grill, full-size spatulas, and utensils of your choice. But wait, there's more. On the front, we have Velcro that's stitched in that will accommodate a standard 2 by 3.5 inch patch of your choice, preferably Corporals corner. On the inside, I mentioned we have that secondary pocket, which is right here. There's 1 and 2, and a drawstring to close it up. Now for the hard part. Most are going to miss because A, they're not going to watch the video, or B, they're going to see these and bolt to the website. These bags that are designed for these skillets are only found on the Campcraft Outdoors website. My link is in my video description box. Go there, you're going to see Campcraft Outdoors. There's a link, click it. It will take you right to the website where these bags can be found. They're made to order, so they're never going to run out. That's the beauty of a made in the USA company. There's no pre-orders. There's no waiting 6 months for shipping. There's no, well, when's it going to get here? Could it get lost in the mail? You can get these. They're made weekly, and you'll have yours by clicking that link. Now, on to the skillets. We currently offer 3 types. The Corporals Corner Frontier Skillet with a pipe nub. Simply insert a stick, make your own handle. It's guaranteed to be cold no matter what. Next, the Cowboy Skillet. Standard handle, same size pan. So simple it's stupid. And third, we have the Corporals Corner Folding Skillet. Gives you the best of both worlds and allows for packability into a haversack or small butt pack. The links for the skillets are also found in my video description box under my Etsy store. Once again, the skillets are found in my Etsy store. Both the Campcraft link as well as the Etsy store are in my video description box. Click on them and get her done. The skillets are limited to 100 a week, so if you miss this week, there's always next Sunday. That's what we're talking about right there. Perfection. Catch you on a few. And pretty much you just treat this like cast iron. Get a cloth, wipe it down. The back might have some black soot on it. Wipe it off. Put it in the bag. Store it away. And that's the true intent of those bags. I watched too many companies over the years, and I worked for several of them, and was affiliate for some of them, where they're, here's your skillet, here's your cook set, here's this. And we're like, well, where's the bag at? Well, we don't need a bag. Well, if you don't need a bag, then you're getting black soot on everything, you're getting grease on everything. Everything's bouncing around in a backpack somewhere. You're buying aftermarket stuff, you're wrapping it in rags. Why not have a simple carrying case that you can place everything, including a grill, inside, put it into a backpack, and say, here's my cook set, one and done. It's common sense, it's logic. So I'm at the point in my life right now where if companies don't make what I want, I'm going to go out and make it. And that's the beauty of, blue collar workers. You have experience in the fields. After 9/11 and I was recalled back in the Marine Corps, did my tour, got out, went to welding school, got my associate's degree, got the college courses done while I was there. Was a welder, fabricator, iron worker for 5-6 years. Became an inspector, ICC inspector, concrete, masonry, welding, bolting, steel erection. From there, I went to certified welding inspector, or CWI. So all my life experiences all apply in the bushcraft and survival world, and in my opinion, make me a more rounded instructor because I can draw from real life, real world experiences, use that knowledge, and create things like this that people want and that people will enjoy. Best of all, it's made in America by an American with American steel, supporting the American economy. And now we're collabing with Campcraft Outdoors, another American company, and we're just keeping it going. Boom, 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 boom. Like we discussed, these were used off and on. It gives reference to the Revolutionary War, parts of the Civil War. People made do with what they had. Yes, you're going to get wet. Will it block the elements though? Yes, it will. Could you drape one on across the back, across the front, trap that heat? Yes. And I'm sure they did something like that. Is it viable and realistic and nowadays? Probably not. But it's something I've never done before. And I saw that picture on that game and I was like, boom, we're going to try that out. We had our light sleeper, poncho, liner, sleeping bag system with a built-in pillow. Still works for right now. It's cool. It's probably in the 40s. Another couple weeks is going to drop down, and we're probably going to be sleeping with wool blankets or some type of actual modular sleep system. So this is probably it for me. But doing something I'd never done before worked out well. A-frame configuration, and I'm happy with it. So real quick before we get out of here, I'm not going to do coffee right now. I got to get out of here. It's 5 o'clock. I got to pack all this up. I got a ton of things to do. I got to start welding the next 100 skillets for this coming week. You're watching this right now on Sunday. I got to head to Georgia on Thursday morning at 2 o'clock in the morning. It takes 10 hours to get there. Why? Because we're at Georgia Bushcraft. Those that watch my channel, you know I'm with Survival Mastery and currently making videos for them and with them and consulting with them. We're going to be doing a whole video series on me in December. So this next thing is twofold. One, if you get a chance to get to Georgia Bushcraft, the fall gathering this coming week, November 8, 9, and 10, I'll be there with Survival Mastery and several others. I haven't been there in, I want to say, 6 or 7 years. So I'm looking forward to reconnecting with them, checking the gathering out, hanging out, and, you know, just try to make up for lost time. So if you're interested, check it out. Just go to the website, Georgia Bushcraft Fall Gathering, get a ticket, and come see us. Now with that out of the way, Survival Mastery. I've pimped this for about 6 or 7 months. We're live. We're actually dropping the videos. We're doing weekly drops. Then we're going to go to monthly drops. We're building an entire library. We currently have 5 or 6 trainers series up there. We're going to be filming mine in December. So those that want to see me in action on the big screen and actually watch the videos online that you're not going to get on YouTube. And I'll talk about that here in a second. This first or second week of December, we're going to be filming my video series. So if you haven't signed up for membership yet, here's an incentive. Use this code right here, Sean 2024. Once again, Sean 2024. The Survival Mastery online website is in my video description box. Go there, sign up, use that discount, and get in while you can. Now, there's a misconception that it's just another YouTube. It's actually not. And there's also a misconception that at some point these videos will filter to YouTube. They won't. They own the content and they're going to keep it only on their site. So if you want to see all these trainers that we've already named and shown several times that are listed on the website that just keep growing by the week, we just signed Matt Graham as well. So if you're interested in seeing legit video series on tracking game, actually being in the woods, doing stuff for real versus censored by YouTube, check us out. Survival Mastery Online. That link is in my video description box. Use that code Sean2024 and get her done. All the gear in my videos can be found in 2 places. One, my Amazon affiliate page, and 2, my Etsy store. Both links are found inside my video description box. Now please do me that favor. Hit that like and subscribe button, then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. And as always, thank you for your comments, views, and support. Thanks for watching. Get out in the field, have some fun. I'm going to catch you next time.